Probably something in the morning, actually.
Okay.
Her sleep's been all fucked up, so she probably wakes up. She probably comes in like not crack of dawn because we're in space, but sometime.
Yeah. Okay, that works because Hana. You probably catch Hana as he's heading back because, or he woke up at stupid o'clock in the morning and hung out with Mindy at like 5 a.m. and then probably is heading back to his room after that. So like, what do you want to go with? 9 a.m.
Yeah, sounds about right.
All right. Let's see. I gotta plug in my mouse. Here we go. So I can move my butt. Where the fuck is he? Oh, there he is. So then, Rai comes to his room.
Yes.
He will answer the door. Oh. Right. What a surprise. What can I do you for?
Hey, Hana. Just wanted to see if you were free for a talk.
Of course. And he steps aside.
She'll enter.
How does she look? Does she look okay, or?
Yeah. I mean, she always looks good.
Well, I mean, you're right, but like emotionally.
Emotionally.
No, Ram is not currently in prison, and this is a little later. Are you telling me that Ram is? He might have to boot Ram out of his room. God.
Yeah, are you kidding?
I didn't know what time this was. I assumed you just went off somewhere.
At 9 a.m. in the morning, he's barely even conscious.
Oh my fucking god. Okay, 1 second. Then it'll probably
be back it up to. I don't know if my room's gonna be good for this.
Yeah. I'm thinking like he stops and he looks back to Ram, who's currently just like face planted in the pillow.
Yep.
We might want to go somewhere.
Hana, I can handle mess.
It's not mesh. He's sleeping. He just says as he kind of like creaks the door open a little bit to show Ram.
Oh, yeah, okay. Definitely better somewhere else then. Space and all that. Let's go.
Right. He'll step out, carefully close door behind him. Leva, before he does, as he's walking, just quick types a message and sends it to Ram's thing so that when he wakes up, it's like, I left. I did. Didn't want to wake you. Have a good morning.
Who am
Thumbs
I,
up.
Finn? I'll be alright.
No, but you have given him shit before for it, so it's a little more mindful.
That is true. Fair.
All right, where to? Your room?
Nah, I know a nice private airlock.
You won't launch me out of it, will you now, Ryan?
If I do, I'll come get you.
It'll do. You'll start walking in as he's walking in. So how was your morning?
Okay.
You sound tired.
A little bit. I'm been trying to get used to being on a proper schedule.
Not used to it?
Yes and no. It's just different. You know, like time zones, almost. That and, full freedom of sometimes, being alone for a little while. And not needing to worry about how much time has passed, really.
You're getting back into the groove of a schedule.
Yeah, essentially.
You know you don't technically need one.
Yeah, but I had one before, so...
Oh?
Trying to set my office hours at something coherent.
Hours, what are you?
It's almost like I'm a doctor or something.
It's almost like they can send you a message if they need you.
Not if I'm halfway passed out.
Well, that's when someone knocks on your door. And if that's the case, it's an emergency. Otherwise, yes, they can. Here's a shocker. Make an appointment.
I still like the regularity.
Well, then that's all the answer you need.
Mm-hmm. Other than that, I've been getting some weird dreams, but,
Weirder than normal?
yeah. Ever since I left.
Tell me that then. He clicks button to elevator and steps inside.
Not a lot to them. Not that I can remember. Dreams and all that.
Right.
Horrifying monster of insurmountable proportions. Just absolutely horrifying. And I think I go to talk to it. I think.
I see. You call these dreams or nightmares?
I guess it could be either or.
Or is it keeping you from sleeping?
No, it just... I don't think I've gotten actual restful sleep since getting back.
There's medication for that.
There is, but it might just be because of everything that happened. I just need to get used to, well, being back.
Right. When you've been through a lot. It's
Yeah.
understandable.
Yeah.
If you find yourself awake at absurd hours of the night, there's a good chance you'll be able to find Mindy if you wish to spend it with someone.
You know this from experience?
Mindy's schedule at the moment is abhorrent.
And you know this from experience?
They are awake when or they are getting closer to going to bed when I am waking up. So,
Oh. So I can find both of you then, huh?
around 4 a.m.
Awesome.
Lower
Good to know.
engineering. We're working on designing a new drone.
Interesting.
They also want to ask, as a heads up, they'll probably want to ask you about your experiences in shock.
That's fine. I just said I'd answer any questions.
They wanted to hear it from you. We spoke briefly about mine, so
Right.
I think they're collecting.
Data.
Is any good little scientist. Smiles.
Smiles back.
I imagine at this point they're probably at the airlock.
Yep.
Step inside. Wait for Ray.
Steps inside.
Alright, so why did you want to take me somewhere without cameras?
As I thought privacy would be needed for it.
Alright.
There's two things. One concerns the Morgan. The other concerns you and something from your past, I think.
Alright.
Which one do you want first?
Let's start with the Morrigan. Crosses his arms.
Just double check. Hana, because we know we had that RP of how old Hana is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would Hana have told Rai about Hana's gun?
Yeah. We can assume that
Okay,
he had mentioned it at some point. Like,
Yeah.
I fucking worked on that gun.
Got it. Okay. And Bry says, I know how much you abhor violence, despite your
Right.
field. And I get a feeling that if you knew that something that you made was in the hands of someone who was using it unjustly, well, I know you usually try and separate yourself from your work and everything like that, but if there ever was a slight indication of it, I thought I would try something, I guess, and give you a chance to do something you don't usually or wouldn't usually have a choice in.
Alright.
And Bry will pull out Freya's gun.
Eyebrows up.
It's been obviously modified, but it's still your design, yeah?
He... I don't know how he feels about that. I suppose he looks... You can tell he's conflicted. It is. Long since removed. Multiple others improved on the design. And he reaches out and he takes it. So, deed's proper done then, isn't it?
Yes, and no, it depends on what you mean by the deed.
What he went there to do.
Yeah, that's done. And we didn't need a second target. There was enough that were captured.
Nods.
I made sure to pick this up because... Oh, it's yours. And now you can decide whether this weapon ever... You can decide who to give it to, if you even give it to anyone. Or if the gun is ever used again to take lives or subdue or whatever. Or you can decommission it right now. Or hang on to it as a trophy, one or the other. But I just thought you deserved to have that choice. Of what happens with something you helped make.
Thank you. It's appreciated. Greatly. I don't... He looks at it and kind of turns it over. He takes it for a second, and not at Rye, but like away from her.
Yeah.
Aims down the sights. He doesn't put his hand on the trigger at all. Just looks at the sights.
Good gun discipline.
Lowers it. I'll need to do some thinking on what'll happen to it.
She nods.
But I wasn't expecting to get that choice, so... Thank you.
You deserve more choices. And it's important.
Everyone deserves a choice.
She nods.
And he'll sling, because the gun I think comes with like a sling, right? The little like you can sling it over your shoulder.
I think Chance.
And also, is there blood on the gun or is it clean?
Oh, I'm pretty sure it's clean.
Okay. And he slings it over his shoulder and says, I'll keep it in my workshop for now, probably. I don't think Ram needs to see it right now.
Nods.
What was the other thing?
I saw things. At some point, in shock space, I found myself back aboard the Rossi. It obviously wasn't the actual Rossi. But I was able to walk around, and a few doors were open. And one of them opened up into your lab.
The workshop.
Nods. And inside was a device.
Okay. What sort of device?
I'm pretty sure it was I guess someone could call it a terraformer.
I will make my call roll now. Excuse me. One success.
Nice. I say for I guess someone could call it that is because it wasn't doing any. When I think of terraforming, I think of making a place more habitable for life or a particular species or, that sort of stuff.
Right.
But this was doing the opposite. Hana, did you make a planet killer?
You can feel the way his heart jumps into his throat. The momentary spark of well-ingrained mannerisms that is run. But he stops it. He kind of pulls himself back. Though he still looks a little bit like a deer in the headlights. I didn't know you could find things like that in Shock.
Shock can show you a lot of things if you are lucky enough.
He's gonna try and read her. One success.
What are you looking for?
He doesn't know how she feels right now. And he doesn't know if he should be afraid of that or not.
She is extremely calm.
Okay.
There is no did you make this? How could you? It's not that. She's wants to know the truth from you.
Okay.
And she specifically came here, or was asking this with that in mind. There is no outside influence on like how she feels about it yet. You are the first. She went to you first.
Okay. And I did say I'd tell you when you got back, didn't I?
So, it's a part of that then?
When I was on Halo, I was a part of a team. We worked on several projects that were commissioned by the Imperials, the Neoterran. One of them was to make cybernetically enhanced soldiers which could go by undetected. Were more advanced, stronger. Weapons that could be hidden within the person. Probably sounds a little familiar. The second just blinks a couple times and smiles bitterly. Was a planet cracker. It was finished. I don't know if it was ever used. But I didn't wait around to see.
Do you remember what it looked like?
Yes.
Did it look anything like this? And I will go into her pocket and pull out what looks to be like a... It is almost small enough to look like it should fit on like a keychain or something. And I don't know if Chance is here. I think he has the proper description of it.
Proper description of what you saw?
What I retrieved.
Oh, okay. Yep, so, it's kind of worn, but it's kind of like one of those shitty novelty keychain items.
Mm-hmm.
And it is for something that is called the... I need to bring up my stuff. Did I give you its name, Jordan? Because I feel like I did, because I didn't have it written down.
Oh shit! Let me check and see if I wrote it down.
Because if not, I recall at least the company.
I know that. Yeah, I know the company name was on it.
Yeah.
Can't remember what the designation on that was, because it did have a. I think it did have a serial number or something, right?
It didn't have a serial number, but it did. So it was the NGR Corporate. And there it is. Atlas model. And this one was number 12. So that could either mean that it was the 12th one produced, or that is it was the 12th model. And with that, Hana, you know that was the front that you were working on.
Okay, so this is it.
This is it. Yeah.
Okay.
You're kind of shocked if there's a keychain of it.
Well, everyone thinks it's a terraformer.
Yeah. Kind of is. Kinda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah. And also, not to break whatever Hana's concentration might be, but Rai will also add in, just so you know, I did pull this with me from Shock Space. It was bigger when I first took it, and now it's this.
Well, that's it, alright. Apparently it did its job if, at first glance, you thought it was a terraformer. Kind of the point.
To be honest, I only realized it was any sort of terraformer when I left the room and came back later, and all of the plant life was dead. And it was emitting this purple haze.
It disrupts the magnetic field of the planet.
Huh. Yeah, that would do it.
I want to be clear about this. When this happened, at the start of this project, I had already been on the team for a number of years. And at that point, it wasn't really a job you could just say no to. The lead of our group, I guess, the project lead, Dr. Mint, he was a horrible person. When people call me a broken halo, they have no idea what a real one looks like. That man, that's a broken halo. And we had to do what we were asked. We had to do a good job, because if you didn't, you vanished, or worse, you got replaced. He just taps his head mentally, physically. You'd be amazed what augments can do. How much they can take away from someone while still leaving the body. After our first job, I'd become something of a lead of my part of it, the weapons expert. Not in the same way he was, but, well, let's just say veterans to his team weren't often. Most of our entire work base from the first project vanished, were erased after it went defunct, ran out of funding. Only a handful of us continued on to the next job. So by that point, I wasn't going to say no. So he nods and crosses his arms. In short, yes, I made a planet cracker.
Okay. Nods her head a few times. Okay.
This isn't common knowledge. As you know, I'm sure you can. As I told you, there was always something I couldn't tell you. He looks at her. What is her expression?
Calm.
Okay.
And taking information. It's not cold,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like this. Getting this information from you has not changed how she perceives you or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
She's just taking it in and like filing it into the proper places.
Mm-hmm.
She does want to ask. It does seem like she wants to ask a few questions.
Go ahead. Is there something on your mind? You might as well ask.
He said it was meant to look like a terraformer.
It would be built on planets to terraform them. Local populace, if any, would probably be more than excited. After all, who doesn't want a more healthy environment? But nothing. Everyone accepts it readily. It gets funding from the local government. And then
Who has the trigger?
I'd assume the NGR. I don't even know if one has ever been used. I ran before then.
Did you ever warn anyone?
Well, you're the third.
Who was the first and second?
Melv is the first. Ram is the second. And only because I told him when I was drunk. He sounds bitter at that.
So, there are planets full of people with this on it right now.
I don't know. Given how much power NGR has, I wouldn't be surprised. But I don't know. It's why, when you were needing to find another group, if the Morrigan wasn't enough. Well, I had to mention something. I happen to know
many people who've done terrible things.
I nod at that.
Mindy knows some of this, but not all. They don't know that I made that. They just know that I was involved with Project Imperial Flame, the super soldier modification that I have reason to believe is inspired off of the ferryman. I prefer if they didn't know the second part of this story.
I will nod again. Say okay.
You seem to be taking this quite well.
How else did you expect me to take it?
There's a reason I don't tell people much. I don't want to be shot.
Why would I shoot you?
I don't think you would. You should hope not. Small, sad smile.
Takes a hand, place it on Tana's shoulder. I mean, it obviously doesn't look good, so I can understand where you're coming from. But I'm not going to judge you for that.
He nods. I'll never sell another weapon of mine again if I can help it.
I nods. Before saying, that you just want to sit on this info, then?
What else is there to do with it?
Leak it? Yes.
To who?
Anyone? Everyone?
He shakes his head. No, this has been under wraps for long before you came here. Right. There's a reason for that. As you know, there's a reason I need to stay low. If that information got out, if I was found, I'd end up like the rest of my team.
Give it to Harkin.
What did I say?
You give it to Harkin.
No. I don't need Hawk to know that.
Insane guy like that is bound to have thousands of crazy theories that no one will listen to, but he still has the manpower and the money to try and actually investigate it. And actually probably get results on it.
To find? You want to find them?
I want to find them. Maybe on a
scavenger hunt the entire galaxy. I don't want to do anything with it. I want to know what you want to do. And to let you know you have options. Because I know you've probably let the fear of all this sit with you for longer than I've probably been alive. But I also know that when you sit on something for too long, you start thinking that that's the only way it has to be. But that's not the only way it has to be, Hana. What do you want to do?
I want to make sure my fuck up doesn't get myself or everyone around me killed.
Okay.
Your suggestion with Harkin, I can understand where you're coming from, but, well, he has ties to Mint. Whether he likes him or not, I don't think that's a risk I'm willing to take. Not yet, anyway.
Why not?
Not. Thank you for your previous patience with me. I know it probably seemed like a stretch why I was acting the way I did all those months ago. With the scavenging in the old Terran ships, the VIs, Minerva. The terrorist attack. Just was all a bit too close to home.
Right.
But don't worry, it doesn't matter now, really. Not in the grand scheme of things.
You sure?
Yes, I think there's things out there that are so much worse. And I can't change what's happened. So if it catches up with me, then it does. And if it doesn't, I'm grateful. But we're all specks in this universe. I don't think I don't know. I suppose I just can't bring myself to care as much anymore.
Want some advice?
Always open for feedback.
Alright, well, excuse me here. Let me just pull up my keyboard. You think it's time to roll for Dawn?
Oh?
The time has come once again.
Am I getting the secondary tramp stamp?
Secondary tramp stamp.
Gee, Hana, how come your mom lets you have 2 tramp stamps?
Because it
Because you
takes
don't have one.
Ram forever to to get his out there.
I don't know what you mean. I already tramp stamped Hana ages ago.
I know, but you've tried to translate other people and it hasn't worked, right?
I've tramp stamped Hana and Mac. Apparently, it's just I've got to be more honest.
Oh, so you just don't like anyone?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know you did try with me and it failed the first time. But I know we're not going to try that again at this point.
Good God, no. That's not gonna go well.
It's not going to go well.
That might just turn everybody's Dawn into Umbral.
It might. God.
Except for Finn's, because when you times a negative by a negative, it becomes a positive.
Congratulations, Finn, we can cure
Hey,
you!
yo! Well, got me some... Dawn turns to Dawn. Let's go!
Yeah, we did it.
Fellas, the cog is glowing now.
It was just the
Alright.
sunrise all this time.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, I think you just got... I think I got just enough. Just enough
Oh.
for it to succeed.
Looks at chance.
I am here, yes. Sorry.
Father, have I been stamped?
Yeah, requires 3 successes. Yep, we got it.
Yes.
Alright,
Stabbed.
please. Give
Mhm.
me one
Take
aspect.
21 lethal.
Nope. No,
Did you-
don't do that.
Did you just say take one lethal?
Take 21 lethal. Don't do that. Don't do that. But
Well,
instead,
goodbye,
please,
Hana.
please give me one aspect of yourself that you are denying. That you know of.
One aspect of himself that he is denying.
Yes.
Can be big, can be small.
Yeah, up to you. Up to you how cinematic you want this to be. Or other
Ooh,
influence.
I hate the aspect that comes to mind because it worries me, but it's kind of true.
Come on. Give it to me.
So I'll give it to you. The violence isn't really bothering him as much anymore.
Interesting. Okay. And
Or
he's
it's
been-
not that it doesn't bother him, it doesn't surprise him anymore, I think is a better phrase for it.
And is it just because he's seen so much of it, or is it something more sinister?
No, it's he has seen so much of it back to back to back that he's come to expect it of everyone. It's like when your toddler runs out the door without any pants and you're like, of course you'd do that, you little fuck. Of course you'd run out there. But instead it's someone commits a violence. He's like, of course you would, you non-Halo. Of course you'd commit a violence.
Hmm.
And it's just happened so often that now it happens and he's not even upset anymore. He's just tired.
Hmm. Interesting.
Let's see, I don't know. How would Rye come at that? Okay, it's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Rye will say, actually, no, I don't know what we're going to say. Because the last thing Hana said was that he's starting to care less when it comes to
Yeah, it was whatever happens. When it
whatever happened.
happens, it'll happen. Maybe I just don't care anymore or something like that. It was along those lines.
Okay, yeah, then I will say, I think that there's a difference between being prepared and ready for something, or even accepting something, and not caring at all. Those feelings come from two different places, and they can affect people in very different ways. And I think the same could be said for if you are becoming more accepting of something, or more prepared, or able to handle something, or if you're completely numb. Or sorry, not or if. Then if you're completely numb to it, or you just don't care for it anymore, or you've come to expect it.
I understand what you're saying. Maybe it is closer to an acceptance. But really, that's just as bad, isn't it?
Not always.
Give me an example.
Okay. Being numb towards, let's say, we'll use people as an example here, right?
Well,
Hmm.
the way you speak, it seems like you speak from experience.
Okay. I'll speak from my experience then. One sec, let me double check something real quick. Sorry. When I was younger, I grew up in a very, very sheltered kind of way. Very expectation-based sort of way.
She said, wait, did she say when she was growing up? Or, I'm sorry, I blanked.
When she was younger.
Okay.
I was taught specific things. I was made to understand specific things. And anything that didn't fit within a certain realm, I didn't need. Or at least I wasn't supposed to need. It was very jarring for me. And it took me a while to get used to it. To see and experience and sometimes be a part of different, what could be seen as very normal things for someone to go through. One aspect of it was violence.
You
And
weren't used to it.
no, not that type. I understand there's a couple different types of violence now, but other than violence of a tongue-in-cheek nature, I wasn't prepared when I'd see mosh pits at parties, or when I'd see someone rob someone else, or something like that.
He nods.
And eventually, it just became part of the background. It wasn't something that horrified me or drew my attention or anything like that. It was just a part of what was going on. My life and their life separate. Our experiences separate. And I'd move on with my life and they'd have to deal with theirs. And it made me feel horrible. For a while, for a long time. Until I realized I wasn't becoming desensitized to it. It wasn't that. But I just didn't understand it enough to do anything with it. And it was only after I understood it and the people around me, it only was when I could accept that aspect of the violence that I saw, that I realized that I wanted to stop it.
What aspect did you recognize?
The physical?
All of it. The best way I could say it was all of it. Or the best way I could put it would be that I recognize the present and the future of it. That people were in pain currently, and how that would affect them going forward, physically or emotionally. How bullshit it was. Whether there was fairness in it or not.
Was there a specific event, or just it clicked?
I remembered, I remember bar hopping one night. I was with a few pals. Couldn't call them friends, but same time, same place. I stepped outside to get some air. And then I saw him make his way through an alley. And then I saw two people jump out and stab him. Multiple times.
No rhyme or reason to it.
At the time, I didn't think like there was. Turns out later it was some gang thing. But at the time I didn't know. And I remember my first thought was to just head back in. But I couldn't. I was stuck.
Couldn't move.
Couldn't. And I remember standing there and staring, and it felt like forever and it felt like seconds. Until the police and the paramedics were there.
You didn't even know who he was.
No.
But it doesn't matter, does it?
No.
I always appeased it in my mind that if I didn't see what came of my creations, that it wasn't my responsibility. That a gun is a tool, just as a knife is, just as an axe, just as a rock. And if someone wanted to misuse it, well, that was their problem, not mine. Just as it was the problem of the person who'd received the bullet. It was just easier to look away.
Yeah.
But as I'm sure you're aware, it's hard to once you know what to look for. Oh dear.
The train agrees.
That is actually an ambulance and a fire truck.
Oh, damn. Rise memories are playing. I'm on.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, damn, it's kind of. It says. I'm not surprised such a moment shaped you. So when you decided to be a medic,
No, actually. I still had a lot of learning to do.
what did make you decide that?
Um. Was, my last mission in the Navy.
cocks his head to the side.
It was brutal. We were supposed to, police a section of floors in a space station. The, local government, essentially, was trying to root out corruption in ne'er-do-wells and kick the hornet's nest. And to make a point, the local gangs banded together and essentially held hostage just like 3 or 5 entire floors of the space station. And we were sent in as a policing action to stop them.
Did it work?
No. We got some leeway, or some headway here and there. But we were pulled out and it was declared a lost cause before anything major. When I say major, I mean success-wise.
Right.
The whole thing was pretty major. Entire blocks just trapped to hell. Using civilians as fodder or cover. Or just distractions to draw us out.
That's horrible.
He nods.
He's quiet as he contemplates. He says, "You held yourself together most impressively after the station, all things considered." Did it ring in your mind then?
Yeah, I guess you could say I had experience before. It's just as bad. Except that was just one day.
Not days,
Month.
months. By the spirits.
They didn't want to give up. We didn't want to lose face. Well, I should say the people who are giving us orders didn't want to lose face. Lost face anyway when the local government kicked us out.
This is why I find violence deplorable.
Yeah.
All that over territory, land, a replaceable asset. And yet, I can guarantee you, likely to those defending it, it was their entire world. At least a few of them.
Their entire lives.
All they knew, because they didn't know better. Shakes his head. So you became a medic after that?
I was a medic before. Became a doctor after that.
Your parents were fools for not approving.
I didn't give them a lot of chances to approve or disapprove.
Oh. Well, and no, you keep a distance from them.
I think I've talked to them in at least 30 years, maybe?
30?
Something like that.
Why not?
As soon as I got free, didn't really look back. Every time I thought of them, I just get angry.
Do you still?
No. Not young and stupid anymore.
No, just old and tired.
I'm not even that yet.
Hold on to your youth while you still have it.
I still get angry sometimes. Not exactly sure why. Sure, it's one of a couple things. Not as angry as I did back then, though. Now, though, I'm mostly just afraid of just what time has done. If I even have a right to call them, that sort of thing. And before you start, I am actually planning on calling them soon, actually.
He smiles. Read my mind.
I'm thinking maybe the end of the week or something. I need
Oh, no.
to readjust.
You need time to readjust. Well, do you want my take, Rye?
Sure.
From someone who is not familiar with the whole familial thing. Not familiar, he says. By the end of the week, you're not going to be any more adjusted or ready for this call than you are now. If you don't know what you're going to say now, are you really going to tell me you know what you're going to say in a week?
It's not that. I know I'm never going to know what to say. I'm going to start off with a Chris hi, or a hi mom, or a hi dad, depending on who answers. And from there, I am winging the fuck out of it, because I have no clue how that's going to go. It's just, I want to be able that when they ask me how I'm doing, I don't want to say I'm doing okay, or, you know, it's a little weird, just got back from being kidnapped for like a month, and still trying to rein in my schedule, you know, just space things. You know, living that spacer life. No, I want to be able to say that I'm doing good. I had some rough patches here and there, but I've moved past them, and I have some great people backing me up.
And you want to be able to say it honestly.
Yeah.
Understandable. You think a week will give you the ability to say that?
We get most. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, you haven't had a lot of time to relax, have you? Been quite the celebrity.
Yeah. It's a little jarring. Part of why I need to adjust. I didn't have so many check-ins.
Or a schedule.
Or the schedule. I was completely alone, mind you, but, you know, not so many people almost all the time. Not saying it's a bad thing. It's just, I gotta get used to it again.
Are you overwhelmed with it?
No, I don't think so. I've done it before. You used to kind of be like this, I guess. Maybe a little more chill, but...
You've done it before?
No. I mean, like, I've had you guys here with me before.
Oh.
I've had you guys check in on me before and talk to me, and I used to be able to walk. I used to walk around the ship all the time, right? And everyone would say hi, hang out, or make some joke. Just not having that for a month and needing to also keep up some appearance of strength, or not actually even seeing anyone at all, or being able to move anywhere. It's just a little
different.
Yeah. But it's the same too. Like, it's not like I haven't been in this situation before. It's just weird. It's a really weird feeling.
You're coming home and you weren't exactly ready for it.
Yeah, I guess. Is that possible, even if you've had time to know that you're coming home?
Absolutely. You think if I went to Halo right now, I would feel ready?
Oh,
or
God.
know how to handle it By the spirit, no. And I lived there a long time. It's as much a you thing as it is a cultural thing as it is a time thing. You were in a different place.
Yeah, I
And
guess.
you had to adjust to make it work. Give it time, and maybe you'll be back to somewhere near where you were when you started. Speaking
Yeah.
from experience. Less of a... Well,
Yeah, I guess it is kind of literally culture shock.
mhm. And if it becomes a little too overwhelming, just remember you can always tell the local inhabitants very gently to fuck off.
Very gently.
Or more literal if it's hash. It doesn't take hints. What was she saying before that? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no. I mean, that's it. She was going to say that. That's literally culture shock.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay. Don't worry, you didn't cut anything off.
Okay, good. She can probably tell if you have the whole emotion reading thing up. He's happy to have her back. Just fond, happy. It's Rye. Rye's good.
Good to be back.
Once you're adjusted again,
Mm-hmm.
you should join me in the workshop. I never got a chance to weld with you after the first time.
She claps her hands together. Please.
The door's always open, my dear. Walk on in. Unlike with me, you don't need an appointment.
Well, you better have that, acetylene? Was it? What do you use? Was it acetylene?
What?
Fusion? What do you weld with again?
Metal and
Oh.
heat.
I mean, yeah, but like the little blowtorch thingy.
Oh, the fusion torch?
What does that run on?
There's different kinds. I'm running plasma.
Well, you better have the plasma ready.
I'll make it. So,
Drive Amanda crazy and ask for double the amount because I will be using all of it.
I'll put in the order right after this.
My kingdom awaits. My fiery throne.
Oh, is that what you're making?
No. But it just feels nice to weld stuff together. To have power over... Well, I was gonna say life and death, but I kinda already have that. Power over
What?
molecules. What? What do you mean what? I'm a doctor.
Oh, okay. It's a very, very poetic way of putting it. Yes, continue.
Oh my god.
Power over molecules.
Yeah, I'm going poetic here, hon. I need help. Help me. What? The molecules? Minerals?
Thermodynamics?
Yes! I am the Thermo Queen!
Oh shit, what was her name? What was her stage name? I can't remember. Miss
Oh shit! Nurse? No.
No. Was it Miss Destruction?
Destruction.
This destruction.
It's just like, yes, Miss Destruction, yes!
We're back. We're back in the cell. And I think you can probably end that
I was
there.
thinking you want to cut it there.
Yeah. So
Just two homies cackling in an airlock.
yes, very good times.
Yeah, and then later that day, or not too long later.
Not
she
too
gets
long
shot!
later. Yeah, not too long later. That's the low point.
Madam, I'm coming for you.